welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Today I'm really excited to have Elisa here from Aparito. Some of you may remember that back in 2020, we were selected to be part of Aparito's patient group accelerator program, and we went out and gave you all a survey asking what you would like to see in an app and what your priorities for PCD were. We had so many responses. We have like over 60 of you guys get in contact, which was amazing, and lots of information for us to use. So we used this information to decide and develop something that we would want to use as patients and that actually could contribute to future research, which is really exciting. There's been loads and loads of hard work and a huge collaborative effort between us and Aparito, and we'd just like to take this opportunity to say thank you for all of their patience, their willingness, their help, and all the resources for making this reality. Is super exciting. So we know loads of you love to exercise, and we know a lot of you perhaps don't, and that's fine. And we also know it's quite easy to forget when we last took antibiotics, or when we were feeling unwell, or any of these other symptoms that we have for PCD. So we're hoping that this new app that Elisa is going to tell us all about today is going to be the start of a new tool in empowering us to manage our conditions better. It's in basic stages at the minute, so it's not brilliantly glamorous, but it's the first stage, and hopefully this will be more development in the future. So that's enough from me. I will leave you to have the floor, Elisa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you very much. Indeed, it's an exciting moment. So hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here with you at the PCD Live event. My name is Elisa Ferrer. I'm a patient advocacy manager at Aparito. And as Katie mentioned, the journey started a long time ago, and we're going to see a bit more of how that journey went today. I would start by saying thank you again also to the PCD Support UK group. It's been an amazing collaboration. Hope we will continue. And the support to move this project forward has been amazing, and this has been really, let's say, patient-driven. So we are very happy for that as well. So the agenda for today, we will be covering what is PCD-Engage, the aims and objectives of the study. We're going to review a bit the study design and briefly how to enroll, and hopefully we'll have time for questions at the end. So PCD-Engage is a non-drug trial, and as I said, really driven by the needs of the PCD patient community, and hopefully it will also serve the needs of the community. Has been designed co-designed by PCD Support UK and Aparito, and this is a bit of the story of the journey, the start of the collaboration back in 2020, when the program, the Patient Group Accelerator program was launched. Aparito is a medical technology company, and we support decentralized and hybrid clinical trials. So we have developed a software data platform that can be used in the supporting the remote monitoring of patients and collecting data remotely via our app, but also analyzing those data through our platform. So at the, let's say, at the core of the company's vision is also to be able to support patients along the way and through the use of our technology. And that was the aim of the Patient Group Accelerator program as well, to be able to engage in equal partnership with patient groups in order to, be able to meet some of the community needs with the use of our platform. So as Katie mentioned, the survey revealed that there was willingness for an app to use technology, but not just for data logging. And we started like a sort of like a needs assessment and research a bit researching around those needs. We conducted also a focus group, I think it was at the beginning of 2022, and we had, let's say, 3 conclusions of that focus group. And those were that the engagement with physiotherapy on a daily basis is difficult, is a difficult part of the management of PCD. That exercise is becoming more and more important in this management, and that technology might be able to help. So with that input coming from PCD patients, we started designing a protocol, a study protocol, to be able to test this hypothesis. And we also have had kindly the input from the physiotherapists as well, and other professionals. So this was, like shared with the wider community as well. And we came up with a protocol that got ethics approval back in November 2022. We configured the study app and the data platform using Atom 5, which is our software platform. And here we are in 2023, and about to go live. So I'm just gonna now move to the part of the aims and objective by starting giving you a bit of the context and the rationale of those of what we aim with the study. So as you know, the mainstays of the PCD treatment are regular chest physiotherapy, antibiotics to treat infections, regular exercise, and eat a healthy diet and have, let's say, a healthy lifestyle. And as we said, daily management of PCD is difficult due to multiple reasons. So physiotherapy has to be done several times a day. There are different techniques available that have to be performed correctly. It's very useful to engage in this exercise routine, but not following all that has an impact on quality of life, and also can impact on social life, because let's say the requirements of carrying out all these procedures on a daily basis can be really burdensome as well. So this might lead to low engagement with physiotherapy, and this can lead to not appropriate, not good health outcomes in the end. So here is where we hypothesize that if technology can support to increase and improve this engagement with physiotherapy. And during also the focus group discussion, we said, okay, but we have these behaviors, right, in carrying out our physiotherapy routine, our exercise, and all these that we need to do. But it would be great if these behaviors can become habits, because habits make our life easier, because they are, by default behaviors, so to speak. So if we can acquire the habit and let's say have these habits very well settled down, the engagement with physiotherapy might increase and might be easier to conduct. Creating a habit needs of cues, of repetition, and rewards. And we discuss different approaches to do that during the focus group, and how we can achieve that through our technology, basically through our study app, and also to other technologies that might be available as well. So the objectives of the study, the study has 2 main objectives, which, as we have seen, can mobile health support PCD patients with their daily physiotherapy routine. And the second objective is this improve engagement resulting in better quality of life and less infections. We also added an exploratory objective, and leveraging the applications that we can also have through our platform, we thought, okay, maybe we can add integrate a wearable into our study app and data platform, and use that to support exercise, but also to collect useful data, not only on exercise and on physical activity, but also on potential indicators of infection. So data, as you know, that can be collected through these wearables like resting heart rate and sleep, and respiration rate, and so on. So this would be like the three main objectives of the study. Before going into the study design and how we are envisioning that, let me start by listing the inclusion criteria. So who can participate? Participants in PCD-Engage should be 14 years of age and above, live in the UK, have a PCD diagnosis, and regularly do physiotherapy. Able to speak and understand English, able and willing to engage with the technology, and have access to internet-connected smartphone with either iOS or Android operating systems. Here in red, we have also listed the potential exclusion criteria, which would be mainly to have ongoing severe disease. So we will be asking you if you have congenital heart defects or having heart disease. Dextrocardia is fine to be able to participate in this study, but other than that, any heart condition will be a criteria for exclusion. The same with ongoing lung infections. But also if you have an ongoing lung infection at the moment of, let's say now, but this is, let's say, cured after a period of time, then you can try and also enroll later on. And also not having have coughed up blood 6 months before the studies. From the pool of eligible participants, so those meeting the inclusion criteria, they will be randomly assigned, so just purely by chance, to either the control group and the intervention group. And here you see also the target numbers on both control and intervention group. So going a bit further into the study design. As mentioned, we will have two groups. The control group will use the study app, will download the app on their smartphone, and will be able to log in daily physiotherapy. The intervention group will use the study app, but also an activity tracker smartwatch to be able to, as mentioned, collect some extra data and also support the exercise routines. And through the app, the participants in the intervention group will receive also progress reports on their physio engagement and also on their exercise, and also receive rewards. And we are going to see a bit this bit in more depth in the next few slides. The study will last for 12 weeks, and during this 12 weeks, we are going to ask you at certain time points your well-being. This is your quality of life, and then how many infections you get over this time period. So let me start with describing what is common in both groups in terms of data logging. So which data you will be required to log in, so respond to questionnaires, complete diaries, and so on. So at the start of the study, during the first weeks, you will be required to answer a quality of life questionnaire, describe the not describe, but report any infections that you had during the past 3 months, And also describe what is your currently the currently prescribed routine. So what are you doing as routine physiotherapy routine at the moment? And then report any medications that you might be taking. At week 6 and at week 12, we will be asking again your quality of life. So to complete the PCD quality of life questionnaire, and also to report any lung function results that you might have available. You might have an spirometer at home that you are using, so you will be asked to report those results. But if you don't have an spirometer at home, but you have past results from a recent test, this would be also useful. If you don't have any of that at hand, then you can leave the questionnaire blank. Then on a weekly basis, we also be asking you a very short questionnaire, a very short diary on the social interactions that you might have had. And this will help us understand if you get any infections during the study, if that, the level of social interaction could have been contributing to that. And also on a daily basis, you will be able to report your physiotherapy. So if you have completed all your sessions during the day, if you haven't completed any, how much time you have spent in the sessions, and how those sessions went. It was easy to clear. I had cough more than usual. I had pain, and so on. These are some screenshots of the app and how this daily diary looks like. And then at any point during the study, you will have available in the app small questionnaires to report any infection, any change in your physiotherapy routine. So for example, if you increase from once a day to twice a day, you will be able to report that as well, or any changes in medication. So this, like I said, for the period of 12 weeks, and this will be common to both groups, the control and the intervention group. And then if we focus on the intervention group, they will receive, participants in this group, they will receive on a weekly basis, a physiotherapy progress report. So which percentage of sessions, of physio sessions have been completed during that week, and also how much physical activity you had during the week. And we will be able to track that through the data collected through the Garmin watch. Going back to the focus group, it was very interesting to understand that the kind of feedback that patients would appreciate. So it was mentioned that anything, let's say, phrased in positive terms. So to be able to track your own progress and this kind of positive reinforcement was a bit more useful than reminders or constant reminders on you have to do your physio, you have to do your exercise. So be able to track this progress across the study is one of the interventions that we think might help to establish the habit. At any point during the study, you will be able also to see how many the total percentage of physio sessions so far at that point. And also we established a system of let's say, rewards. So these are obviously symbolic rewards, but in the form of badges. So you will collect, let's say, a bronze badge if you do all your physiotherapy sessions 3 days in a row, a silver badge if this is done doing 7 days in a row, and a gold badge during 14 days in a row. And at the end of the study, see how many badges you get in the end. So this is also to test, is this kind of like positive reinforcement helps driving this behavior change. At As mentioned, continuously we will collect physical activity, heart rate, oxygen saturation rate, respiration rate, and also sleep, which I forgot here in the slide. So if possible, wear it's better to wear the watch also at night. So during the whole day, if possible, and just remove it if you take a shower, and then put it back again, and also only to recharge it. Through the Garmin watch, you will be able also to track your exercise. So if you go for a walk or for a run or for some kind of activity, you can press and select that activity in the watch, and we will be able to track that as well, and then feedback that information to you in one of the progress reports. Okay, so that was everything on the study design itself. And now I wanted to also explain other, let's say, other details on the study. As we have just seen, the study period is 12 weeks. We have these 2 groups, but everyone who completes the 12 weeks will receive an Amazon voucher at the end as a sign of our, just to say thank you for, having completed and having gone all through the way of the 12 weeks period. But then we decided, okay, maybe we can have an additional 12 weeks, an extension phase that could be totally voluntary. So whoever is in the intervention group can stay, logging and be included in the study. Basically, will be follow up the same way as in the initial 12 weeks, but who was in the control group could move to the intervention group, and for that will be receiving also the Garmin watch. So anyone randomly assigned in the beginning to receive the wearable or participating in the extension study will be able to keep the wearable when the study is finished, either at the end of this extension phase. So so yeah, that's a bit also like a bit of an incentive for the participation, but is also a way that we can also collect some more data, which we think it will be useful to demonstrate this this setup might be useful for supporting the engagement with physiotherapy and with exercise in the management of PCD. Oops. And then just very briefly on how to enroll. You will be able to enroll into the study platform from the PCD Support UK website. You will find the link, but not yet. So stay tuned to the website and also to the PCD Support UK social media channels for further information. And when we will be ready to post the information and post the link, we will let you know for sure. So here's the and I'm sure you all know the website, but here it is. And also, if at any point after this webinar, but also when you are reviewing the study information and so on, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. So many thanks for your attention. I will be very happy to take any questions. I hope it was clear, but if not, please feel free to ask anything that I do my best to respond.
Thank you so much for that talk, Elisa. We do have lots of questions already, so I will plow straight through. And at the end, if anybody has any more questions that I've not asked, please continue to put them in the chat, or we can unmute you. So just a couple of clarifying questions from people. The first one is, so there are two groups. One gets a watch and one doesn't. And then after 12 weeks, they both get a watch. And then what happens with the watches? Do you require them back, or do people get to keep them? What happens there?
Yeah, people get to keep them. Exactly. So the first 12 weeks, the control group only has the app, and the intervention group only has both the app and the watch. And so we define it here. You see, like also the rewards as well, and all this type of intervention that we have designed within the study. At the end of this 12-week period, the ones in the intervention group can continue logging in data for 12 weeks more with the same setup. Let's say we will be doing the same. But then we thought, okay, if there would be a benefit of this intervention, it would be great that the control group would benefit from that. So that we then decided, okay, let's do an extension phase so that the control group receives the watch as well, and then goes on the protocol of the intervention group and receives the progress report, the rewards, and all that.
Sure. So one group has the watch, the app, all the rewards throughout the whole time, and the other group has 12 weeks without the watch and the app and the rewards on the app, and then after the first 12 weeks they get everything as well. Yeah, that's exactly. Okay, cool. Just checking. And that sounds great.
Exactly. And then here, as I put back the info, but it's whoever was randomly assigned from the beginning to receive the watch keeps it, and whoever crossovers keeps it as well.
Okay, brilliant. That's nice. And then everybody gets the Amazon voucher if they do the first 12 weeks as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. Okay, my next questions are on who's eligible to be included in the study. So I know you said that everybody has to be from the UK. Does that include Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland?
Well, oh my God, you got me here.
Sorry. If you don't know, we can email out.
Yeah, I think we can email out afterward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Next question is, you said about regular physiotherapy. What do you define as regular physiotherapy to be included? Is it you have to do it daily, or it has to be like so many times a week, or what would you say is the minimum amount of daily physiotherapy? Or regular physiotherapy, sorry, not daily.
Yeah. When we consulted also with physiotherapists, we got that daily is usually the standard, let's say. But if I'm not mistaken, so we assume that either once a day or twice a day would be the standard or the most common schedule, let's say. We at the beginning of the study, we have the participants are able to say, I'm doing this kind of techniques,
sure,
once a day or twice a day, or other, so they can specify other schedules as well.
So they could put in what, twice a week instead of once a day, or would that be too few for you to include them?
That's a really good question, because we haven't considered that so less frequent routine, I would say. We were assuming at least once a day, basically. If it's less than that, we have designed, because this has to do with also how we calculate the percentage of physiotherapy conducted and how this is improved or not. So we need to collect a baseline, basically. But the minimum we consider is once a day. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so other questions about the data that you collect. How will you collect information about infections? Will you just say, I have an infection if you were using the app, or would you say, I have an infection and I sent in a sputum and it was this bug? Is
Yeah,
is that relevant for your study, or does it not matter what kind of infection you have?
we what we design is here we need like a also when we designed the study, we were aware that we will be asking a lot of information as well. So we try to, have the right balance on the granularity of this information as well. We are asking if you had an infection, then we use the also the criteria that there was a consensus on the criteria of what constitutes a lung exacerbation. So they will be able to tick if what they had, which kind of symptoms, and also to explain in their terms other symptoms that they might experience and that maybe are not so well recognized. If I remember correctly, I think with Lucy, we discussed night sweats, for example, or other types of descriptors, let's say, of that. So we include basically asking the symptoms they had, additional symptoms, and I think there's a free text somewhere if they want to describe a bit more. But we don't go exactly on which bacteria it was. No, we are not. No, we are not going into that detail.
Okay, so it's more like a checkbox of what kind of symptoms you have, and perhaps in the future there might be other things, but for now it's kind of like just these are the symptoms that I've got and this is the infection and that's the log. Okay, that makes
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So sorry, I've got lots of questions coming through. One of them, which is quite a nice one, is well, it says, why can't people outside of the UK why can't other people outside of the UK participate? And I suppose you've got to start somewhere, right? So we'll start in the UK, and then do you have plans for the future that, all going well, do we roll this out, I don't know, to Europe or to start France or Germany or something like that? Is that part of the idea that you're hoping for?
Well, that would be great, to be able to expand. That's for sure. We started with the UK. As you've seen, the numbers are quite high in this. We wanted to have like a proof of concept study. So really try if our hypothesis works, and if that works well, and you also do it in a short-term study of like 3 months. If that works, why not? Although here we would need, to plan for resources, plan for another study design. Let's see.
Sure.
But yeah, hopefully we get very nice results with this one.
So all going well, absolutely, hopefully, yes. So positive for those not quite in the UK yet, but we'll have to see how this goes first and what kind of data you get. Okay, brilliant. So other questions are about data security. So what do you do with the data that you've collected? Are you anonymizing it? Where are you storing it? How can people feel that their data is safe?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And first of all, our data platform and software platform, so they comply with like the industry standards on data security. We will be collecting what is called pseudonymized data. So in the eligibility questionnaire, you are not providing your name. You are only providing your month and year of birth, and then your gender. We will be collecting your email address, but just for the purpose of sending you the link to be able to join the study app. But then we won't be using that anymore. And for those group, the first thing we will do, whenever someone gets into the study, they receive a notification. You are in the control group, you are in the intervention group, so they know. Those in the intervention group, we have created a questionnaire because we have to, since this is totally decentralized, we don't have like an hospital site or any trial site, we should be able to post them mail them the watch through the post. So we will be asking them their email, their postal address, but only for those purposes. And then we won't store that anywhere else.
Okay, so it's just keep the address to post the thing and then delete that information.
Exactly, and all these procedures have been are detailed in the patient information sheet that they all participants will be able to read before signing the consent, and also have been approved by the ethics committee. So I think per UK regulations, we need to store the data for a period of time in case the regulators want to see it as well. But that would be it. Through the app, they won't be providing any more than that, any more than what I mentioned, and through the web platform the same. So yeah.
I have a question about GPS and things with the watch. Is it capable of doing GPS? You can track what exercises you're doing, and if so, is that data then kept, and how do you deal with that?
That's a very good question. And actually, we are not, we won't be capturing the GPS location. Everything has an impact, a lot of impact on the data battery as well, depending on the amount of data that you collect or not. Since we don't want to, or at least we haven't set it up to collect accurate distance or whatever, we won't be accessing those data. And so we won't won't access either the GPS location, but the data that we collect doesn't have the GPS tag. So data privacy is also
so you won't be keeping that anyway,
good.
So it's not a problem. Okay, cool, that's good. Other questions that are like, how do I sign up, and when does this go live?
Yeah, so the idea and the initial idea was to launch the study around Rare Disease Day, which is next week.
Yep, on Tuesday, for those that don't know, 28th of February. Usually, well, not usually, because it's only one in every 4 years, but Rare Disease Day is usually, if it's on a leap year, the 29th of February, because it's the rarest day, which I think is quite nice. But if not, it's the 28th. So, sorry,
exactly.
Carry
on. No, exactly. That was a very, very nice point. So, we thought it was like a nice milestone. Let's say that we aim for Rare Disease Week. But like I said, I think the best would be to follow your social media channels and stay tuned to that, because we will be disseminating the launch very, very soon.
So next week we'll be putting stuff out. That's our mine and Lucy's job coming up. And we will have, we're going to have a dedicated page on the website as well, so it should have all of the information that you need. This talk's going to be recorded. I mean, it is recorded, but it will be up there as well, so you can always rewatch this if you'd like. And if there are any other questions that we don't go through today, then we've got emails. You can get in contact with us at any time if you have any problem. Don't be shy. There's no such thing as a silly question. We'll help you out. Don't worry about it. So other questions are, for those that are not able to be involved in the trial, be it symptoms, be it location, whatever it is, will there be a place that we put the data? How will people get updates? Can you give people updates? What's the plan to tell people about what happened and how it went?
We will definitely report back at the end of the trial. We will for sure aim to publish the results, but also provide let's say aggregate information on the results. That's for sure. And we will be disseminating those also. I hope also through PCD Support UK as well. That could be a good channel to let everybody know about the results.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at bothering people by email to do these kinds of talks. So normally if we help researchers or clinical or other technical companies and like yourselves, if we get involved with your research, we usually ask you guys to come back and give us a talk so that one, we get to see what's going on, but also everybody else that's in the community that have given up their time can hear about it and learn about it and ask questions that they want to ask. So
absolutely. And if I may also, we have presented the work at well, we have submitted an abstract to be able to present it at the European Respiratory Conference this year. So hopefully that gets accepted. The medical community also.
Exactly. So that's like an international conference that happens every year. We get people across from not just from Europe, but all over the world attend and talk everything respiratory. So it's a really nice place to go and present work. And sometimes we, as the charity, go and talk to people about PCD there as well. So it's quite nice that you get to show this results. So I have a personal question, and if there are any other questions that we've not asked, please send me them now, because I'm going to ask this one and then wrap up. So I already have a nice watch that I use all the time. Does it matter that I have one? Can I use this one and the one that you give you? Because this one gives me GPS data that I like for running and cycling and things. Will it interfere with your watch and your app if I ended up joining your trial?
No, because you sync. So you will need to sync the watch we give you with the Atom 5 app. So these two will be connected. And I am assuming that your watch is already connected through the proprietary app of the phone, and you're collecting the data somewhere else, let's say. So that won't be
okay.
So a phone and app, let's
different
say.
Software.
Different software.
I just have like one per arm or something. And
exactly.
There is one more question in the chat, but I think Lucy has already answered, but I'll ask it anyway, and then that'll be our last question. And if anybody has any more questions or wants to get in touch with us, please email. We'll put our emails in the chat and at the end. So the question asks, is including a chat in the app perhaps? So can people connect with each other on the app, or is it solely for getting data?
Yeah, that's a good question. We discussed that in the beginning about be able to share results, but once if we set up let's say we set up this the context of a clinical trial, for data privacy, when we cannot share results, all the let's say personal data, or the data that we collect should not be shared, basically. A kind of chat, potentially, let's say, in to use to interact, or we have discussed that also in the company, to have other types of improving the interface to have better engagement with the app. But that's more like a general improvement of the software, of the platform, let's say. But we haven't include that in this one.
Brilliant. So maybe in the future, but not right now. Would be cool. All right. Well, I think we should probably wrap up, because I don't know about you, but my belly is rumbling. So thank you everybody so much for joining, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk us through, and I mean, all of the effort that you guys have been putting in for us, we super appreciate. So thank you very much.